Asmat Gurubhyo Namaha, Asmat Parama Gurubhyo Namaha, Asmat Sarva Gurubhyo Namaha, Shri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha, Shri Lakshmi Nrsimha Parabrahmane Namaha, Shri Lakshmi Hayavadana Parabrahmane Namaha, Sarvam Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. So we will be doing the third chapter. We'll continue with the third chapter, Ramanuja Bhashya. Try to get further. Before we go where we where we stopped last time, before we go there, I would like to just take a few minutes to look at certain aspects of the Karma Yoga, theory of Karma Yoga. Let me share my screen. Here it is. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see.
You can see now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just a second. Okay. See, I thought I would clarify certain things before we go to the next step. So, in general, let's take this. Okay, 1 second. Let's take this issue of what happens if one tries to do Jnana Yoga directly. Now, suppose somebody says, okay, I want to do Jnana Yoga now. What generally happens to that person? What happens is, naturally the mind wanders. As you know, people, when they start meditating or focusing on certain things, on whatever particular object they want to focus on, that's when their mind thinks about so many different things. New things come into their mind. Whatever they haven't even thought about before, those thoughts come into their mind. Their focus is lost. So the important point is our mind is naturally not pure by nature. The moment we have a body, we are mixed with certain gunas. And the gunas make us think about different things. We come with samskaras, the Purva Janma samskaras. They're all problematic. So the mind just goes away. And then how do you make the mind pure? To make the mind pure, one has to eat Sattvic ahara. That is, the right Sattvic food is important. And Karma Yoga is necessary. What does Karma Yoga mean? Taking part of food after offering it as Yagna in one of the Pancha Maha Yagnas. And we'll come and explain what these Pancha Maha Yagnas are in a few minutes. Give me a second. I think there's some disturbance here. 1 second. So whenever we do any cooking, that is a grihastha, simple, they have to cut vegetables, grind the grains, or sweep the floors, or filter. There are different things. They're called panchasunas. And they're explained as kandani is separating the filtering, peshani grinding, chuli is baking in the oven, udakumbi is boiling the water. All these processes involve some kind of killing of some, maybe bacteria or some kind of living beings. These done on a daily basis incur sin. Sin means what? Upaya virodhi, prapti virodhi. That means we don't even realize that this is the path to take to reach God. So the thing is, even to get the upaya, that is how to do sadhana, to get to the beginning itself, that is, we are blocked. There are obstacles to taking a path. Once we take a path, we may not get the fruits. That is prapti virodhi. So the fruits are not given to us. So these two types of sins create problems for us. To avoid all these things, one has to do this Pancha Maha Yagnas. So why are we taking this, taking a serious look at Karma Yoga here? People think that, why do Karma Yoga? Unfortunately, what happened, the moment we say we eat some food, we have to do Karma Yoga. Because we are taking that which does not belong to us. What do you mean that that does not belong to us? We went to a job, earned some money, we bought some groceries, and then we cooked, and then we ate. So we are doing the right thing. We have ownership of the objects we buy through our own money, and we do it. But that's not the real situation. The situation is you're taking something which does not really belong to you in some ways. Why? That's what is the cycle of the anna. We will go through those through. That is how the food comes from the rains, how yagnas create rains. All these are we need to understand the whole cycle, and because of this cycle, we are getting this food. Food doesn't just because you just go buy it in a grocery shop. That doesn't mean that food, you own the food. How it was created, what made the food happen. You have to thank everybody in the process, so that that food is used for the purpose of yagna. So yagna shishtashina means use the food once it's offered to Devatas in yagna. Deva aradhanam is one of the main yagnas of Pancha Maha Yagnas is Devata aradhanam. Devata aradhanam means what? Deva yagna. Deva yagna is important. So we take it very simply when we start, of course, people who belong to families where the elders do all this aradhanam and all, they realize, oh, old people are doing aradhanam. But really speaking, there is a purpose behind it, and they're doing it correctly, understanding all these shastras properly. Now, next comes the Pitri Yagna, Shraddha Karmas. That have to be done properly. Why? The Pitris give us our body. We think that we are independent, right? The moment we hardly, so some people may not even remember their parents and to help them out or something like that. They may ignore their parents. But really speaking, they have given us the vehicle, that is this body, to make use of this vehicle at least temporarily for so many years, and then achieve Atma Sakshatkara or Paramatma Sakshatkara. That's our final goal. So we, as jivas who are eternal, temporarily get support from the parents who offer us this body, and because of the bodies they give, we have to give thanks to them. And the Pitris, Shraddha Karmas are very important. If one does not do Shraddha Karmas, sins will incur, and sins will have their own effects in our lives. Maybe the effects are right here, are experienced right in this life, or in some other life. Bhuta Yajna means to offer to different beings in this world, which could include animals. So supporting animals after offering the food to God. And Manushya Yajna is important. Manushya Yajna is Atithi Satkara. If somebody comes to the home, we should think that, it is an opportunity for us to get rid of our sins. So we have to support Atithis, offer them food, other things, take care of them properly. That's one. We also have to support the society in a way. What do you mean? Serving Bhagavatas, serving Acharyas, serving the gurus, teachers. It's all very important. Atithi could be anybody. We should not just judge, this is a good Atithi, this is a good guest, this is a bad guest. We should not discriminate. Atithi is one who comes to your home without even having an appointment to come to your home. that person should be honored. Similarly, the poor people, charity, yajnana, danena, tapasana, shakena. We can argue that Brahma Yajna does not involve dana or anything like that, but it is included in the larger system of yajnana, danena, tapasa, anashakena. So charity, giving charity is important. Supporting people is important. What is Rishi Yajna? Brahma Yajna is homage to the Rishis. Rishis gave us the mantras. For a long time back, it was handed over to our gurus, and those gurus handed them over to us through a lineage of a disciplic cycle. So now we have this Vedas, mantras, which are very important for us to achieve realization of God through mantra japa and many things like that, mantra related. So learning Vedas is also very important. Why are we taking a second look at Karma Yoga? To understand the tributaries of Karma Yoga, which are very important that we have to do. These are all taken as optional for us. Many people think that they're just an option. If I want to do it, I'll do it. If I like it, I will do it. That kind of an optional. It is not like that. We can think that why do we need to support people who are studying Vedas, who are learning Vedas? Why should let them study Vedas or do whatever they want to do? Let them earn their livelihood, and then figure out a way. And if they like Vedas, they will learn Vedas. So why should we support or why should we do anything to them? Those things are important because if you look at the cycle, if you look at the Rishi Yagna, the Vedas are taught by great Acharyas who learn Vedas and they transmit the Vedas to the next generation. If one does not support this the study of Vedas, the cycle will stop. If the cycle will stop, then the knowledge of the Rishis are not handed over to the next generation. If it is not handed over to the next generation, we will be the cause for destruction of dharma in this universe. And because we stop that, obviously, if you don't support the Vedic scholars, learning Veda and focusing is a full-time job. So if people who are the grihasthas, who have somehow earned their livelihood in some other ways, have to support all these people. If they don't support, what happens? These people will think, oh my God, there is no survival if we just do Vedic studies. So we'll have to become an IT professional or a doctor or an engineer or a lawyer or something, somebody. Then slowly what happens? The knowledge of the Rishis will get diluted. Not many people will study and understand. And because we don't have so many people, our next generation will also not have the opportunity to learn Vedas properly. So what happens? Our generation will become responsible for the stoppage or pollution, in a way, dilution of the Vedic studies in this universe. And that is a crime. So the sins will incur. Crime means it's sinful activity. Hope this is clear. Now, some details of Pancha Maha Yagnas. What are these 5 yagnas? We have already talked about this earlier. The Deva yagnas include number of yagnas. There are a number of yagnas we need to do. Out of that, Aradhana is taken as one important yajna, right? That's the main thing. Coming to the Devatas, we will talk about the Devatas Devatas properly later on in detail. In the Shastras, different Devatas are mentioned. We mention about Agni, Indra, Varuna, Rudra, and many other deities. Controlling these deities as Antaryami is Parabrahman, Sakshat Sriman Narayana, who is Lord Krishna. He is the Antaryami. And the whatever we do, we offer it to the Antaryami, the inner controller of these Devatas. And the inner controller is the one who gives back the fruits of yajnas. Aham hi sarva yajnanam bhokta cha prabhurevacha. This is the word of Lord Krishna, which we will study later in a later chapter. So in chapter 3, 10, 11, 12, 13, all these give you the idea of the cycle of this, the Anna cycle, starting with Anna, that we will study in a little deeper later. Now, one issue will come in Karma Yoga. Some people, we might have already dealt with it. I'm just dealing with it right now so that we don't forget. If one asks, Karma Yoga is about doing something without any interest in the fruit. Phalapeksha rahita. That is, no interest in the fruits of actions. People can ask, even a mad person will not do anything without a particular. It's mandopi, mad. It's not exactly mad person. Even a not so brilliant person will not do anything without a goal in mind. Without a goal in mind, nobody would do it. So why would somebody do something without interest in the fruits of those actions? We can. This is a valid question. What our Acharyas say is, think about your very close friend. Wouldn't you do something for them, even though you're doing it for the friend and not really for yourself? You will take a lot of interest. Oh my God, my friend is in trouble today. I need to help him out. It's natural, right? In this way, we have to do any kind of karma yoga, thinking that we are helping God. He is our closest friend. Suhridam sarvabhutanam jnatva mam shantim richati. He is the friend of every being. And knowing him alone, we get peace. Jnatva mam shantim richati. Shantim is eternal peace in a way. So we do many things for the sake of friend. Similarly, we can do this kind of karma yoga for the sake of the Lord. That is offering everything to the Lord. So another example is given by Ramakrishna Paramahamsa in one of his I think I'm not remembering the book. I'll let you know the book. Vachana Veda is the book. In that, it's mentioned that, like how some people have child care people, right? Child care person who takes care of a child. That lady may be living in some kind of a village. She comes home and takes care of the child of this person in a home, for example. And while taking care of the child, she knows very well that Dadi knows that, oh, I have my own child far away in the village, but I'll have to do it right. So she takes care of this child, even though it is not her child, with great care. Remembering always that, oh, my child is still there. Hope my child is doing well. Her mind is always on her real child, but still taking care of the child very well. In the same way, you remember whom this action is really intended for. That is for Lord. So this can be done. Here, one other small issue comes. This is more like a technical issue. I don't want to give up this issue. The Mimamsakas or Karmaiva Mimamsaka, they say, they are very interested in karma. Karma is very important. They have very different theories of karma. And this particular thing comes up as Apoorva. They come up with the concept of Apoorva. What they do is, they say, for them, Devatas don't have form. And mantra itself is important. So Vedic mantras are very important. By the way, Mimamsakas are believers of Vedas, but they don't believe in a super Devata or Paramatma. They don't believe in a single Lord Krishna or any kind of Paramatma. They believe in the Vedas though. So those kind of people existed a long time back. Now I don't. There may be some Mimamsaka scholars, but I don't know whether they follow that school of thought. What they think is karmas are temporary, temporal, right? That is, it's done in a certain time and it won't last. After the karmas are done, is finished, right? That is, yagnas are done, yagas are done, the yaga is over. So where will the effects of this yaga come from? They think about a concept called Apoorva. What that means is the karma, the mantras have power, and they, because the mantras are uttered in a temporal fashion. Once the mantra is uttered, that's enough, right? It's gone. But the mantras create Apoorva, some kind of a Shakti, some kind of a power, and due to that power, the effects of karma, like one getting a swarga, or one getting some value out of this karmas, can occur through Apoorva. So this theory is not accepted. So the karmas, according to what you call Mimamsakas, the karmas themselves give the fruits of karmas through Apoorva. That is not acceptable to Vedantic Acharyas, particularly in the Ramanuja Bhashya. Sa enam prinah prinati in Yajurveda. It says, what it means is, the Lord, the inner power, the Antaryami, once he is worshipped, once he is happy, he will make others happy through the other Devatas. So through the Devatas, the Lord himself makes everyone happy by offering them the fruits of the karmas. So the concept of Apoorva is not supported. And further, Devatas say that, Vigraha, or the form of the Devata, doesn't exist. They don't believe in a form for the Devata. And how can they exist in everywhere? Because there are 10,000 people could be doing some yagna. How can they appear in front of 10,000 people? And if they have only one form, they cannot appear everywhere. So, phala, varadana, all these things, they don't believe Devatas can give. Only karmas can give through Apoorva, is their view. That is not accepted. In the Devata Adhikarana, which is a part of Pramita Adhikarana in the Brahma Sutras, Taduparyapi Badarayana Sambhavat, in this sutra, the Vedantic, that is the Badarayana, establishes that Devas have a Sharira, and Devas can be propitiated, worshipped, and the inner Lord Paramatma gives the fruits. This is made clear in the Vedanta. We have to understand this as a concept, basically. So if we offer the food, if we eat the food without offering it, what can happen? We will become Atmavalokana Vimukhaha. That means we cannot see ourselves. We will not be able to have the capacity to realize self. Hence, we will become more and more a Vishaya world. That is, we will become lean towards the objects of senses. And that will have the effect that we will have to, be bound in the samsara for a longer time. So this, we have mentioned this in the Shruti also, Kevala Agho Bhavati Kevaladi. If he eats for himself, he will become full of sin. Kevala agho bhavati. He will become filled with sin. So then make sure that that person, whenever gets happiness here or in other worlds, it's important to do yajnas. Now, before going to this, let us get back to our the bhashyas. I'll come to the bhashya now. Let me share you. So this is what we were studying. So what it concludes, this shloka 8 concludes is Jnana Nishta, even if a person is capable of doing Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga is better because it's easier and it does not involve possibility of errors. So you become a Karma Yogi. That's what the essence here is. Now we'll go to the next shloka. Yajnarthat karmanonyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha tadartam karma kaunteya mukta sangha samachara. We have covered the idea here before. Just will skim through Ramanuja Bhashya. Question comes up here. So it's all well and well and cool when we just say, okay, karma yoga is very good, just do it. But what it's not easy to go get money, get a job, and then not only it's not easy, it involves ahankara, fights in a company, competition, mamakara. All these things definitely are there. So it's not easy to get a job. Even there's an interview. There is an attitude building saying, oh, I have to be better than everybody. So all this kind of rajasa tamasa gunas are involved in money making, in earning, and all our indriyas will be focused on external objects. So how can we say that these kind of activities will lead to liberation, amritatva, etc.? In fact, it can bind us more, right? It can bind us to activities. So this will not be any kind of a spiritual issue at all. Money making is spiritual. It's for it's for survival and all those things. But what the Bhashya says is Yajnarthat. That means if you get into money making as only for the sake of serving yourself, only with a selfish end, that will become bandhana or bondage. Those karmas, the activities will bind you in the cycle. But if you remember that I am earning to get money so that I can support yajnas, I can offer things as Pancha Maha Yagnas or part of any yajna, support of yajna. Even if one does not do any yajna, if he gives some money to Acharyas, they will do yajna. So in that way, you're supporting yajnas. So yajnarthat karmano netra lokoyam karma bandhanaha. So supporting all these activities will become yajna. So earning money is subsidiary, is a part of a yajna, not just for the sake of self-survival or just enjoyment and things like that. Think about it, very clear. We need to have always one thing in our mind. We are living in a temporary borrowed body, and all the things around us, we don't create it. It was already created for us. The sky, the earth, the sun, the moon, everything around us, we didn't create. We just came here. We're using somebody else's environment. Atasthvam yajnartam dravyarjanadikam karma samachara. So do yajna, and all the earning and all, we should do it for the sake of yajna. Once you do yajna, worship by this yajna, Lord is sitting somewhere, everywhere in fact. He will reduce the karma which are binding us for unknown period of time, from time immemorial, for a number of janmas. And because he will burn away those sins, our mind becomes pure, and he gives us Atmavalokana. I just gave a quiz just a few hours back. Suppose our mind is very pure, just our mind is very, very pure. Will we be able to achieve Atmavalokana, that is a realization of self, by ourselves? No. Even that has to be given by God within. We can, in fact, that's why the Shastra says, Nididhyasitavyaha. Dhyatum icha nididhyasa. That means you have to try to focus, to meditate. But the effect of meditation, the realization is only given by Lord. Paramapurusha, he has to give. So we have to, even though that Lord is not in front of us, we can remember him, we can understand him by knowing that, oh my God, the effects of the fruits is only given by that person. Nobody seems to know where the effects are coming from, but it's true that God gives the effects. The next shloka, I'm only going through Ramanuja Bhashya here. Sahayajnesh prajasrishtva purovacha Prajapati anena prasavishyatvam eshavos twishta kamadhuk devan bhavayatanena te deva bhavayantoha parasparam bhavayantaha shreyaha paramavapsyatha. Here, the important point to remember is that Prajapati, or the Lord who has created this, all of us, has created everyone with yajna. Why is this? He realized that suppose these jivas constantly are born and they die, and then again they are born and they die. If they're going through the cycle of birth and death, how would they get out of this cycle of birth and death? There should be a way to get out of this. That is why Lord Srimad Narayana thought and said, let me create yajnas for them. Let them do yajnas. And out of using yajna, they can get out of the cycle of birth and death. They can also please the Devatas, and the Devatas will support them. And by mutual support system, symbiosis between Devatas and people who do yajna, they will get progress and release from this cycle of birth and death. We'll take Ramanuja Bhashya. Yajnashishtenaiva sarvapurushartha sadhana nishtanam sharira dharana kartavyataam ayajnashishtena sharira dharanam kuruvatam dosham chaha patim vishwasyatmeshwaram ityadi shrutehe nirupadikha prajapati shabdaha sarveshwaram vishwasya srashtaram vishwatmanam parayanam naranamaha. So here the Lord is the Prajapati is the Lord of all the citizens. Here even Chaturmukha Brahma is one of the citizens because he was born. And Srimad Narayana is the main person who is the Lord. That is where the Shruti Patim Vishwasyatma Ishvara in the Taittiriya Narayana Anuvaka, it is said. It's a nice, this particular verse is very important. It says, it states like this: Padim Vishwasyatmeshwaragam Shashvatagam Shivamachyutam Narayanam Mahagnyeyam. It's a wonderful set of verses which extol Narayana here. Just a second, I got a. Okay. Pura Sargakala is a Bhagavan Prajapati Anadikala Pravritta Chit Samsarga Vivashaha Upasamhrita Namarupa Vibhagaha Sasmin Pralinaha Sakala Purushartha Anarha Chetanetra Kalpaha Prajaha Samiksha Parmakanunikasta Ujjiji Vishaya Swaradhana Bhuta Yajnani Vrittaye Yajnai Sahataha Srištva Evam Uvacha. So Lord Narayana took pity on those souls which did not have a name or form because they were all in the state of pralaya, and he took pity on them and say, let me create yagnas for them and let them take a body and become better eventually. So the Srishti is an act of mercy of Lord. Yeshavo yajna Paramapurushartha Lakshana Mokshakyasya Kamasya Tadanugunanam cha Kamanam Prapurayita Bhavatu. Let these people fulfill their desires. Eventually, those desires will lead to the that is the moksha, which is the final goal for everybody. So this is the essence of this Ramanuja Bhashya here for this shloka. The next shloka says, I'm trying to summarize in a simple way because there's a lot of repetition sometimes. We'll just try to get to the main concepts. Ramanuja Bhashya continues here. Katham anena devata aradhana bhutena devan macharira bhutan madatmakan aradhayata aham hi sarva yajnanam bhokta cha prabhurevacha. By worshipping the devatas, basically they're all worshipping the inner controller Paramatma, who is the controller of this, who is antaryami of this devatas. Yajnena aradhitaha te devaha madatmakaha swaradhana apekshitan ta annapanadi kaihi yushman pushnantu. So because of these yajnas, these devatas, please, because the antaryami Lord Krishna is pleased, the devatas are also pleased, and they offer food, annapana, food and water and everything like that to them and support life here. This is the way. Evam parasparam bhavayantaha param shreyo mokshakhyam avapyata. Again, the devata, the people do yajnas, and the yajnas will please the devatas also. Ishtan Bogan Hivo Deva Dasyante Yajna Bhavitaha Tairdatta Apradayebhyo Yo Bhungste Stene Vasaha Yajna Shishtasina Santom Buchante Sarvakilpishehi Bunjate Tetvagam Papa Epajanti Atmakaranate. So we go further. This verse is Yajna Bhavitaha. That means pleased by the yajnas. Without any fruits, interest in the fruits. That is why these yajnas will become congenial to attain moksha. These devatas give you all the desires you want. Think about this. Every moment we live, every moment we use this body, the devatas within this body are helping us. Everything we do, everything which happens to us without our knowledge, by digestion and all those activities within us, it's all done by devatas. We are forgetting it because we don't pay attention to. Or normal people don't pay attention to. I won't say normal, like usually people don't give attention to. Swaradhanartataya tairdattan bhogan stebhyo apradayayo bhunktes chorayevasaha. without offering to the Devatas, if one eats, he becomes a thief. Why? Theft is without the knowledge of the person who owns it. If you take that object away from that person, that is known as stealing. And we are stealing if we do this. By stealing, we will not be. So what happens? Our goal, the goal of attaining the Paramapurushartha, that is moksha, will go away from. We cannot achieve that moksha. If we don't achieve that moksha, nirayagamitvam cha, that means we will go to hell. It's very, it's a really hard thing if we look at the consequences. It's a scary thing to look at the consequences of not doing yajnas. Tadeva vivrinoti Indradhyatmana avasthita paramapurushartha aradhana arthatayaiva dravyani upadaya vipachya tairyathavasthitam paramapurusham aradhya tachishtashanena ye sharira yatram kurvate te anadikalo purjitehi kilbishaihi. So all the sins are covering up the knowledge of Atman, the sight of Atman from us. If you think about it, we only realize the external world. We don't realize ourselves or the Paramatma who is sitting inside. Why? Because the sins are covering it up. Sins are obstructing it. So these sins will be burned by offering our offerings to these Devatas, and the Paramatma within will give us the fruits. So those who do not offer the food and eat will go to Naraka. Atmavalokana vimukaha, because they don't have self knowledge. Eventually, they will become more and more object oriented, that is sense object oriented, and that will lead to hell. The next shloka. So here is the annat bhavanti bhutani parjanya dana sambhavaha yajnat bhavati parjanyah yajnah karma samudbhavah karma brahmodbhavam vidhi brahmakshara samudbhavam. These set of verses we have already gone through, but I would like to go through in a deeper way. Here, because the cycle is important and three Acharyas have dealt with it in different ways, we will take Shankara Bhashya, Ramanuja Bhashya and Madhva Bhashya here itself to understand the cycle. The cycle is important. They have different views, but they are not very dynamically different anyway. They are not like diametrically opposite. Now, here we will take Shankara Bhashya first and Ramanuja Bhashya and Madhva Bhashya. It's easier that way. I can give you a summary first. That way we can go into details while we are going into the Bhashya itself. The summary is here in a form of picture. Can you see this graphic?
Yeah, we can see.
Okay, good. See, the inner cycle is where I have put the actual words used in Bhagavad Gita in the inner circle. Annat bhavanti bhutani. From the left, if you look at it, Anna, then it is Bhutani. Annat bhavanti bhutani. Parjanya dana sambhavaha. Yajnat bhavati parjanyaha. Yajnah karma samudbhavaha. Karma brahmodbhavam vidhi. Brahmakshara samudbhavam. So see, all this inner circle indicates the actual terms used in the Bhagavad Gita. But how do Acharyas explain? If you think about it, Shankaracharya here says, Annat bhavanti bhutani, which is very straightforward. That is, food nourishes beings. So because of food, beings beings are born and they are maintained. Right? Parjanya is again rain. Rain causes food. And yajnas cause parjanya. That is, doing yajnas create rain. So we have already dealt with some details, but I will go into some details again here. How can Yagna cause rain. We see rain without even yajnas. We see flooding, or we see famine, or no rains for years and years in some places. How does rain come from yajna? This is a complex thing. What I have done some research on that, and I thought about it too, and then different acharyas have given wonderful answers to this. In general, what I feel is by doing yajnas, even if the yajna has got a wider wider meaning, it is not just offering to the ahutis to the fire. And only Pancha Maha Yagnas are not only the yajnas. There are Dravya Yagnas, Dravya Yagnas, Tapo Yagnaha, Tapas is a yajna, Swadhyaya Jnana Yagna, that is learning and teaching, is also a yajna, because it's done without any real goal, but done for the pleasing the Lord. Swadhyaya Jnana Yagna, then Apane, Jufati Pranam, this pranayama and all these things are yajna. All these things are done without any particular fruit in mind. So yajnas are not just fire sacrifices. So if you take it in that term, yajnas have got a wider meaning. Why don't we do one thing? We will take that a little bit later. I have prepared some materials for that. We'll take in a different way. But for now, we'll just assume what Acharyas have said here. Yajnas cause rain. And then karma is activities, right? Activities are very important for any yajna, because yajnas involves a lot of activities. Earning money and doing it, getting the people involved, and mantras and other things, all involves actions. Karmas are important. And these are all Vedika karmas. According to Shankara Bhashya, these Vedika karmas, where do Vedika karma come from? Vedas. The Vedas are the cause because they dictate this is how you should do Vedika karmas. So Vedas have all the information for Vedika karmas, that the prescriptions for Vedika karmas. And where did Vedas come from? Vedas came from Akshara, the immutable Atma, Paramatma, who is the cause of everything. Asya mahato bhutasya vishvasitam metad yajurveda, rigveda, and all these words are there in the Upanishad itself. That is, Vedas are like the breath, shwasa, the breath of the Lord, Paramatma. So Vedas are caused by Paramatma, in the sense that he brought Vedas come forth, even though he did not create. According to Vedantis, he did not create, but he made sure they exist and they come out at the right time. So this cycle is explained in this way. How does Bhutani become causal to Akshara? We will, those things are not very well understood, but this is how Shankara Bhashya explains the cycle at this point. Now, we will go through details of Shankara Bhashya, but the thing is, we just give an overview, just get an 100,000 foot level view of it first. Right? The next comes Ramanuja Bhashya. In Ramanuja Bhashya, everything, the food is very straightforward. And Yajnat Bhavati Parjanya, it's all straightforward. And karma is necessary for Yajna, that's also straightforward. The difference comes only in the top two bubbles on the top, Akshara and Brahma. How do Acharyas understand the term Akshara and Brahma? If you look at it here, Sharira, you see the word Brahma fundamentally means Paramatma. That is Sriman Narayana, Paramatma. If that is the fundamental meaning, why does Ramanujacharya take that to be Sharira or Prakriti? Question comes up. Ramanujacharya says karmas can be done through body. See, finally, God may be the inner controller for everything. That's a different question. But body is immediate. Without the bodies, we will not be able to do any karmas. So this Prakriti is very important. And that is why he says this Prakriti is everywhere. We are bound in Prakriti. Prakriti is everywhere. And that Prakriti helps us, the body helps us to do karma. But is body enough? Body has to be, it cannot be a dead body. It has to have the living soul, that is Jivatma within it. The Jivatma, if it is in this body, then only the whole thing works. So the Jivatma should be there in the body. And so this causal relation is not directly taken as causal relation, but you need the Jivatma verily there, otherwise karmas cannot be done, action cannot be done. And this Jivatma, just Jivatma being there is not enough. He needs food, water, shelter. He needs to be happy. He should be nourished. He can't be impoverished and not given any food for days together. So you again need anna. So from the food, who is well supported by food, well fed with food, nourished by food, that kind of a person with a body will be able to do actions, and those actions can be supportive to yagnas, that is directed towards yagna, and such activities will please the Lord Paramatma, who will shower rain and give food for us, and the food again takes care of our bodies. So this is the cycle. Hope this graphics makes it easier for people to understand. So in Ramanuja Bhashya, the top three bubbles, Bhutani, Akshara, and Brahma, all are related to Jiva within a body, nourished by food, and who is capable of doing actions. That's all. So this cycle seems easier in the Ramanuja Bhashya. The next is Madhva Bhashya. In Madhva Bhashya, again the difference is only in the top three bubbles, Aksharani. Akshara directly is okay. Let's go from down here. Karma is fine, right? That is, karmas are actions. Brahman or Keshava is the only person who can make actions happen. So the word Brahma is directly taken as Keshava Paramatma by Madhvacharya. So without the Paramatma within, how can this person do actions? That's how Madhvacharya says. Then how do Brahman, how do we know Brahman? Where is Brahman? Brahman's existence is understood through Akshara. Aksharani are letters, and the letters are Nitya, are eternal. Where are these letters? They are in the Vedas. So the Vedas, Vedaksharaha, Vedaksharani, right? The Vedaksharani they prove that Lord exists. Only through Shastra, only through Shastra we understand the existence of God. We cannot prove the existence of God with just tarka or logic. So the existence of God is understood only through Shastras, and the Shastras are actually the words, Akshara, the letters, and they are in the Vedas. I just mentioned the word Akshara for Madhvacharya is generally used to denote Mahalakshmi, who is the Adhidaiva, or the Devata behind Prakriti. The Prakriti is matter, right? So the Devata behind Prakriti is Mahalakshmi. Usually Madhvacharya uses the term Akshara to be Mahalakshmi. Here Madhvacharya uses it in a different way, Aksharani, as actually letters. Hope this is clear. That is, the view of Madhvacharya is clear here. Again, how does the letters, that is Aksharani, and how are they related to Bhutani? And then the top left, it's a little, I have not understood it yet. I'm going to think about it a little bit further. I'm going to study a little bit harder and then find out if there is that kind of a cycle is well, explainable in this view. So we have covered this cycle. We'll go back to the we'll go back to the Bhashya. So let me just stop a little bit and see if there are any questions, because it's just going one way. I'm going to stop sharing. Any questions till now? Yes, the text is small in the bubbles. Yes, unfortunately, it's a little. I could not. I tried hard to put those the text as bigger. I could not, because once maybe I didn't spend enough time on the PowerPoint. Performing Nitya Karmas like Sandhya Vandana considered performing an Yagna. Can't see the slide properly. No, Nitya Karmas are we can consider it as a Yagna because it's done, but they are not a part of Pancha Maha Yagnas. They are, in fact, Nitya Karmas like Sandhya Vandana are necessary for everything. Sandhya Vihino Ashuchihi Anarhaha Sarva Karma. So Sandhya is the fundamental duty one person has to do, who has got a thread, who is able to do it, who is eligible to do it. He has to do Sandhya. Those who are not eligible to do Sandhya, they don't have to do it, Sandhya Vandana. For those who are eligible, if they don't do Sandhya Vandana, they will get into trouble. That will cause sin, papas. And they are fundamental because without doing Sandhya Vandana, you are not supposed to do any other yajna. For example, Aradhana you cannot do without doing Sandhya Vandana. You cannot do Aradhana. You cannot do any other yajna without doing Sandhya Vandana. Yes, text is small. Okay, that I understood. One other question which came here, I am going to look at it. Okay, Jagan Bharadwaj has asked, if he follows karma or Jnana Yoga to completion, what is the guarantee that the pure mind will remain pure? Nada was pure until he was in a rush one day and did Achamanam standing up. Everyone knows what happened afterwards. So we cannot keep our mind pure by ourselves. It's actually the Lord within who has to give us the realization. And also in everything we do, we have to trust that Lord is helping us. So in fact, this leads to some other conversation where Sharanagati or surrender is necessary in every aspect. Even for a Jnana Yogi or Karma Yogi or even Bhakti Yogi, he has to do surrender to that inner controller, Antaryami, before he goes further, because only pleased and with the help of the Lord we can go further. Devi Shesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratyaya, Lord Krishna says later. That is, this divine Maya is very powerful. And Mameva ye prapadyante Maya metam tarantite, it says. That means only by surrendering to that Lord who is the Ishvara of Maya, that only then we will be able to cross this samsara, which is filled with Maya. In the sense that this is Shakti. So these are clear. I just wanted to connect with people so that we connect and then go to the next step. Any other questions?
I have one more question, Krishna.
Okay.
You just mentioned while showing the Madhvacharya slide about reference to Mahalakshmi.
Yes.
But I'm under the impression, after listening to many lectures, that the Madhva Sampradaya does not consider Mahalakshmi as an entity at all.
No, that's not true.
Okay.
It is not true. Madhva Sampradaya considers Mahalakshmi as very important. Okay. In fact, see, for them, there is something known as Devata Taratamya. Okay. Devata Taratamya means gradation among Devatas. Among for Madhvacharya, the highest entity is Vishnu. That is why he wrote a book called Vishnu Tattva Viniranaya.
Okay.
Krishna is highest for Madhvacharya. Second comes Mahalakshmi. Third comes, I think, Vayu, or even Prajapati or Chaturmukha Brahma. I think third may come Chaturmukha Brahma for them. I'm not sure who is the third. So every Devata like Indra, Rudra, Yama, they all have different levels, and nobody can equal their level, in the sense that they are distinct entities. They are Devatas, Abhimani Devatas. For I, there may be an Abhimani Devata. For Prithvi, there is an Abhimani Devata which is known as, which is Mahalakshmi. So they go by the Abhimani Devata view. And that is, Taratamya is very important for them. That is levels, different levels. For example, a single individual, even if that person get moksha, will be able to get a unique level of moksha only specific to that individual. Not everybody's moksha is same level. I mean, moksha also there is taratamya. There is different. There is a difference in moksha, right? And maybe it's easier for me to share my screen and look at if any messages come on the Telegram channel, the Telegraph channel. One, hopefully you'll be able to see this. See this. Okay. One question is talking about sins. A person lives a sinful life, but just before his death, he realizes genuinely all that he has done is wrong and pleads for mercy to the Lord. What happens? Does he get forgiveness, or he has to pay the price, or do we assume that he led a sinful life, and as it was predestined due to previous karma, so Lord forgives? He is filled with grace and mercy. No, here we have to understand, right? Of course, Lord Krishna is full of grace and mercy. He is a Apara, he's a Karunya Sagara. He's the ocean of mercy. But we do see people getting into deep trouble here, right? Right in front of us, we see beggars. Right in front of us, we see beggars who are also sick, who may be blind. So we are seeing all these people. And okay, if we say at the end, in the last, he will remember. We know that in the we have this Bhagavata, that person. I'm forgetting the name of the person. Kamyakubjir Mahatma Dasi Pati Ajamila. He remembered Lord only at the last moment. Even then, he did not remember Lord Narayana. He remembered his son, whose name is Narayana. Just by naming his son as Narayana, Narayana gave him some good. He did not completely destroy his previous karma. He at least made sure that he does not go to Naraka, and he made sure he gets a next life which will help him achieve God. So the grace of Narayana is Mahalakshmi Narayana is not reduced. Lord is always there trying to help us. We have to also reach out to them, reach out to the Lord. Hope this is clear. So can we get back to the Bhashya?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, let me share again. Here, I will only mention certain portions. Shankara Bhashya has some portions here, interesting aspects of the Bhashya. In Shankara Bhashya, Yagnat Bhavati Parjanya, he reminds us of the Manu Vakya, Manu Dharma Shastra, Agno Prastahutihi Samyak Adityam Upatishtate, Aditya Jayate Vrishte Annam Vrishtihi Vrishter Annam Tata Prajaha. This is a famous verse which shows that Aditya or Surya creates this rain, and from the rain it supports life. So just we remember that it was Itismritehe Yagno Apoorvam. Even Shankaracharya mentions the word Apoorva. Sacha Yagna Karma Samudbhavaha Rig Ritvig Yajamanayoscha Vyaparaha Karmaha Tataha Samudbhavaha Yasya Yagnasya Apoorvasya Saha Yagna Karma Samudbhavaha. So the thing is, here Shankaracharya mentions that Apoorva. We talked about the Apoorva concept earlier. Just want to let you know that, but in Ramanuja Bhashya, Paramatma is the person. Even here, Shankaracharya also says Yagna is Vishnu himself. Yagno vai Vishnu. He says in a different way, in a different shloka. That means the term Yagna itself is Mahavishnu. In the Sahasranama, also Yagna is mentioned as the name of Mahavishnu. So that is so Yagna is Mahavishnu that creates, that supports life. So we can take that way also. Shankaracharya says karma brahmodbhavam vidhi. So karma here for Shankaracharya, Brahma is Veda. So karma comes from the Veda Karma Kanda. Karanam isya tat karma brahmodbhavam vidhi janihi. Brahma punar devata vedakhyam akshara samudbhavam. So Brahma comes from Akshara, the Vedas, which is Akshara samudbhava. Akshara is what? Paramatma. Aksharam Brahma is Paramatma. From Paramatma, yasya tadakshara samudbhavam Brahma Veda ityartha yasmat sakshat Paramatma khyad aksharat aksharat purushat purusha nishwasavat samudbhutam Brahma. Nishwasavat means like how the breath. In similar way, Vedas have come forth from Parabrahma. Tasmat sarvartha prakashakatvat sarvagatam. See, this in the original verse, Tasmat sarvagatam Brahma, right? What does it mean as sarvagatam? Means everywhere that Brahma is there. That means Shankaracharya says sarvartha prakashakatvat. Vedas have got everything which illumines the meaning of everything. Everything it illuminates. Vedas have got everything in it. Vedas are there is no end to the Vedas. It's just not the written and spoken form of written form or chanting form is only limited to so many books. It's not. There are so many Vedas which are unknown. So Shankaracharya mentions that Vedas are the original things which is in the Jnana form, which illumines us about everything. Sarvagatamaphi sannityam sada yajna vidhi pradhanatvat yajna pratishtitam. So Vedas are primarily meant for yajnas. So that is karma kanda, mainly karma kanda. So it is well established in yajna. That's what Shankaracharya says. Now, if you look at evam इत्थमपि ईश्वरेण वेदयज्ञपूर्वकं जगच्चक्रं परिवर्तितं नानुवर्तयति इह लोके यः कर्मण्यधि कृतः स नघायुरघं पापमायुर्जीवनं यस्य सो अघायुः पापजीवनः इति यावत्. These are all very, very similar to Ramanuja Bhashya here. There is not much difference here. So Shankaracharya supports Veda karmas. That we need to remember. For the ordinary person, everybody should do Vedika karmas. Anat syat sya anatma vidaha karmanushtane bahukarana muktam. That means for the non-knower of Brahman, for the person who does not know Brahman, he has to do Vedika karmas. And if you don't do Vedika karmas, dosha sankirtanam kritam. So the thing is, how many papas he will get without doing Vedika karmas? It's dosha sankirtana is there. So Shankaracharya has a very unique way of saying it. Even here, Ramanuja Bhashya is very similar, and the same quotation Agno Prastahuti is given here. And the only difference is in the Karma Brahmodbhavam, where Brahma is taken as Mamayo. Ramanujacharya supports. Why does, when he say Yajna Karma Samodbhava, Karma Brahmodbhavam Vidhi, in Karma Brahmodbhavam Vidhi, Ramanujacharya says, why should you understand Brahma to be Jivatma, or to be Prakriti? Lord Krishna himself in the later on chapter, he says, Mamayo nirmahat Brahma tasmin garbham dadamyaham. So Mamayo nirmahat Brahma means this Mahat is this huge universal, that Mahat, that is actually the origin of Prakriti. That Prakriti is Mahat Brahma. The Brahma term is used here for Prakriti. And atha karma brahmodbhavam iti prakriti parinama rupa sharirodbhavam karma. So the thing is, sharira is a transformation of matter. Our body is made of matter. It's a transformation of matter. And using the body, we do karmas. So that's what Ramanujacharya says. Brahmakara samudbhavam ityakara shabda nirdishtaha jivatma. Ramanujacharya takes akshara here as jivatma. Annapanadina tripta aksharadishtitam shariram karmane prabhavati iti karma sadhana bhutam shariram akshara samudbhavam. So to do karmas, you need sharira, body. And that body should have a jivatma in it and should be supported, nourished by food and water. Nityam yajna pratishthitam yajna moolam ityarthaha. So that is established in yajna. Brahma, what you call here, Brahma is Prakriti. Prakriti is in yajna moola. That is, you need it for sharira, so that's important for yajna. Body is important for yajna. Here, Ramanujacharya says, evam pravartitam chakram nanuvartyate. For that person, evam paramapurushena pravartitam idam chakram anadbhavanti bhutani ityatra bhuta shabda nirdishtani sajivani sharirani parjanyadannam yajnat parjanyaha. He says, the shariras from parjanyadannam, from rain food, yajnat parjanyaha, from yajna's rain, yajnascha kartavyapar rupat karmanaha karma. This is all very similar. We have already talked about it. This is a cycle. Here Ramanujacharya goes one step a little different. He refers to the context here. A person could be a karma yogadikari or jnana yogadikari. That means a person capable of doing karma yoga or a person capable of doing jnana yoga. Whoever it is, if he does not do yajna and support his body through activities aimed at yajna, he will become sinful. Ataha eva indriyaramo bhavati. He will become focused on sensual pleasures. Now atma ramaha. He will have no knowledge of atma, so he cannot enjoy atman. Indriyani eva udyanani bhavanti. His pleasure troves will be only sensual pleasures. Ayagnya shishta vardita deham manastvena. Because his mind is nourished by environment, food, and other things which are not dedicated to yajna. Udrikta rajasthamaskaha. Ramanujacharya says his rajoguna and tamoguna will become powerful, high. So he will never be able to see inside and see his Atma. See, please understand that Atma Avalokana doesn't mean that the person has to be in some particular situation and sitting in a cross posture and then in lotus posture or whatever posture and then just do dhyana and then only he is seeing Atma. While doing work also, a person should realize who that person is. If he doesn't know who he is, he will not be able to do the right job and his life is gone. Vishya bhogaika rathir bhavati. He will be so engrossed in sensual pleasures, he will never be able to understand the inner power of the soul, with Jivatma right there. Ato Jnana Yogado yatamanopi nishpala prayatnataya mogham partha sajivati. Even if some person atho Jnana Yogado yatamanopi nishpala prayatnataya, very important. Even if a person tries to do Jnana Yoga, try to focus on Atman, his efforts will become nishpala. There is no fruits. Why? He will not achieve focus of the mind because his mind is drawn towards indriyas. How can he focus? Then it is sinful and waste. His whole life will be a waste. Why don't we do one thing? We can now it is 7:30. We can stop for some question answers and take Madhva Bhashya for this whole cycle in a different lecture, because it's slightly different and we need to pay attention to Madhva Bhashya properly. Let me come back here. Stop. So are there any more questions? Any more questions?
So, are there any conditions on what type of food we can offer to God?
Okay, what type of food we can offer to God? See, obviously there are conditions, right?
Yes.
There are, don't offer onions or garlic or something like that. They have some general. These are all dharma shastras. They are not in Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita doesn't say which food, what type of food you should do. Which basically they say Sattvic ahara is important. Some aharas will not give you Sattvika mind. So food control is important to support what type of mind you want to get. Sattvic ahara is important. But what you call, see, the thing is, my own Acharya, Sri K.S. Varadacharya used to say, some people can't eat Sattvika food. If a coolie is going from morning to evening, he is doing manual labor. He is lifting lots of bags and that and this. He's a loader loading in a manufacturing area or something. He's loading from one place to the other place in a truck or something like that. He's doing a lot of manual labor. His whole body is taking so much of load. He has to come and probably have a good wine or drink or something like that and sleep off, forget all his efforts and tires. He has to get out of that, and he may need a different kind of food. Not everybody will work with. So food is very distinct for human beings who are doing different things today, right? I am under the I'm talking from I'm sitting in America here. I've lived 30 some plus years. I'm not the best person to answer this question. Generally, Sattvika food is very important. That's what the Shastras say. Dharma Shastras give you a list of ahara niyamam and everything like that they give. Obviously, they have some value, and you have to adjust it based on where you are and how you can handle life. And hope, and then be with an attitude that hope, let God give us better environment and better better things around us to make us more sattvic, because the sattvika guna is a very important thing for the perception of God. Even in ordinary life, to have God in our life, to have the presence is very hard. You see, because you need to start realizing we see the now we are talking about a computer. We look at objects around us. Do we realize that God exists within, everywhere? Such a person would live in a very different world, and that is important for a person going towards moksha. So Sattvika guna is important. And how we live, we may do mistakes. I'm not saying we are perfect, but we need to just keep that in mind. That's all. And timing is important. Wrong timing may, yukta ahara viharasya, yukta cheshtasya karma. So if you eat good food but in the wrong times, that will not give you sattvika guna. Yukta ahara viharasya, your activities, everything should be well planned, right, because our body is material, and the material objects are under the spell of karma. One second. So, so hope this is clear, right?
Yeah, I understand that we have to offer sattvic food to God, but I may not be able to do it the proper way all the time. But let's say, for example,
yeah, I understand.
say, for example, let's say I go to a restaurant.
You're right.
And I happen to eat there. Can I offer that to God before I?
Very good question. Sorry, I did not mention. I forgot. Yadashnasi yajjuhoshi yattapasyasi tatkurushva madarpanam, Lord Krishna says. Whatever you do, whatever activity you do, whatever you eat, yajjuhoshi, whatever sacrifice you do, tatkurushva madarpanam, Sri Krishnarpanam, just to offer it to Lord Krishna and then go further. So wherever, whatever. Yes, you're right. Food is not, see, we cannot look at Bhagavad Gita today like the way somebody is looking at from the Navalpakam Agraharam of Vaidika Agraharam or something, and they have not gone out of Navalpakam, not even to Madras, right? We cannot look from that point of view. We have to look from the world point of view. That is why I don't, how many people do yagnas, by the way, right? What yagnas they are doing? So everything is an excuse today. They're not real. But whatever little we do, like even light a candle, light a deepa to Perumal and offer a little bit of what we eat, that's enough. That is also yajna. So if in the modern times when we cannot even cook properly every day, we have to eat out, just do it, Krishnarpana. That is yajna.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, important question. Thanks, because it's very relevant to modern time. Any other questions? Okay, then. It's already late for you folks, much like 10:40 now. Asmat Gurubhyo Namaha, Asmat Parama Gurubhyo Namaha, Asmat Sarva Gurubhyo Namaha, Sri Lakshmi Nrsimha Parabrahmane Namaha, Sri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha, Sri Lakshmi Hayavadana Parabrahmane Namaha. Sarvam Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. We'll take up, I will announce the next class later.
Thank you.
Namaskar.